Hello and welcome to Face Check. You're joining me for another game on Jinseki.net. This is or a version at least, of the deck I took to recent Leisure Games game night kit. Came middle of the pack. I think my Corp deck went either 2-3 or 3-2. I can't remember which was which. I made a couple of changes, mostly in the ice composition. Adding Archangels and taking out pop-ups. Now, while pop-ups were good for a Spark Agency deck, they don't really have a lot of stopping power, and what I really need in this is to be able to sneak out at least one or two agendas. And so I've made a couple of changes since then. So let's talk a little bit about the deck itself. There's probably better versions of Spark Agency out there. I was watching a video by The Winning Agenda, and Brian there, I think, was playing Spark Agency, and it got me thinking. There was a couple of good ideas in there. I like some of the stuff he was doing, so I thought, well, what would happen if I made one myself? And Spark Agency, for those that aren't familiar, the first time each turn you res an advertisement, the runner loses 1 credit. Now, that might not be, or might not seem like a big tax, but very powerful early game. If you can get the runner to go down to 4 credits or 3 credits before their first click, then if they want to play a sure gamble, then it'd be click, sure gamble, turning it into a double or triple, which really isn't good, and eating up their whole first turn. And that gives you like a 2-turn setup. Plus, if they don't then run the ad campaigns that you raised, then you'll be getting money back for them, and gives you a pretty strong economic start, because oftentimes after Adonis is ticked down twice, the runner won't go trash it. It's not so worth it at that point. So let's have a look at what I've ended up with. 15 minutes is the 1 pointer to make it up to 20 agenda points. 15 minutes is great for non-kill MBN decks. You don't need to land the tags with breaking news, so instead you've got 15 minutes. If the runner steals it not as their 7th point, then you can get it back the next turn. It slows them down a little. Then Astro Scripts, no reason not to run Astro Script. The best 3-2 in the game, best agenda in the game, pretty much. And then I went for Global Food Initiative. Now with Beal in faction, which you can also turn into a 5-3 that's only worth 2 for the runner, you might wonder why that's in there, especially as it costs 1 influence. The difference is in deck building. You see, I've only got 9 agendas, and a big part of that is because Global Food Initiative does count as 3. Now, I have nowhere near enough room in the deck to put all the things that I want in as is, so Global Food Initiative frees up a couple of slots to put in other stuff. And any PD, I did have Explodapaloozas to land bigger mid-season traces, but any PD is actually the better agenda. Often the runner's down to less than 4 credits, and you can score out the NAPD behind just a couple of relatively cheap pieces of ice, without the risk of them taking it. Because they could always take Explodapalooza, yes, you get 5 credits, but A, if you don't have mid-seasons in hand, B, if they're already tagged, and C, like, it doesn't stop them. Like, they get the agenda. Any PD would stop them getting the agenda if they can't afford it. So better agenda in that sense. Then all I did to start with was throw in a whole bunch of advertisements, so to take advantage of the ID ability. So Adonis campaign ticks down quite quickly, a couple of to get your money back. You're only losing a credit to res it if you get the money straight away, and well worth a couple of influence in there. Then Jackson, he's obviously not an advertisement, but there's no reason not to have a Jackson. I've only got 2 of them because, again, as I said, I'm very short of space to fit everything in this deck. There's not enough room for all the ice I want, not enough room for all the assets I want, not enough room for all the operations I want, and I'm even running sort of 5 upgrades. Again, I'd love to get more stuff in there, but optimal deck, 49 cards, minimum number of agenda points in the deck. A Jackson ended up being cut, and it's not the worst thing in this deck. I mean, he's good for recurring all your assets again, but you ideally don't want to get to that situation. Then Launch Campaign, one of the new advertisements. You get more money, or you get money back straight away by resing this. Costs 1, you'll get 2 if you do it at the start of your turn. But also a very cheap ad to res at the start of or before your first turn ends for the runner. Sure, the runner might go trash it, but that will end up taking just a little bit more time for them and a little bit more credits. If you can keep them poor, that's really the whole point of this. Pad campaign, everybody's running pad campaigns. Get 1 credit when your turn begins. 4 to trash, high cost advertisement as well. So really, it's a 5 cost to the runner because they've already lost 1 when you res it. So that's in there. Then reversed accounts. If the runner ever gets up to a point where they have loads of money, then your deck suffers greatly. So reversed accounts can be a quick way of getting them to back down to a very low credit number. Plus, as an advanceable asset, you could also bluff it out as an agenda. And if they don't run it, then you could advance it again. They could lose 12, 16, maybe even 20 credits, which can really hurt the runner's long-term economy. And then finally, Rex campaign. Now, Rex campaign's 2 influence, same as Adonis. You'll notice I'm only running 2 Adonises. People don't like Rex campaign, and I could certainly see why. 2 reasons for Rex campaign. 1, most people were like, I'll go get that turn 3 or whatever. If you can protect it just before then, you often get the 5 money from it. 2, it's cheap advert. Again, if you res a Rex campaign, a launch campaign, runner starts with 3 credits, not a lot they can do. Turn 1, and that'll let 1 tick off, and then you put something in there to protect it, or something in front of it to protect it. Plus it gets rid of bad publicity, so if you can protect it from Valencia for a turn or 2, you can actually remove her bad pub and turn off blackmails. Rarely run anything else that'll give you blackmail power. But as there's nothing else in the deck that gives me bad pub, then that's the only sort of secondary benefit of it. But really it's just a 1 res costs the runner 1 as well, so economic swing of 0, and then the runner has to go trash it for 3 or you get 5. So it's interesting. I'm keeping it in there. I'd rather have the couple of Rex campaigns for the early res than not. Then Ice, I said, made a couple of changes. Archangel. Great sort of code gate, tracer, ambush. If it's access from R&D, the runner has to tell you that they've got it, and then if you pay 3, then they encounter it straight away. So it's got a high trace cost, trace 6, and if successful, add 1 installed runner card to his or her grip. And in this instance, it will generally be either a code gate breaker like a decoder, or perhaps a fractor barrier breaker. Now the reason I mention that is because what you really want in this deck is to have a first layer of barriers, either resistor or wraparounds, and then in front of those you have archangels to put things back into hand so they can't bust it. You've got data ravens. Now data raven, the runner has to take a tag, at which point you'll have Keegan Lane, and Keegan, once the runner's got a tag, you can res and trash him to to trash a program. So again, whatever fractures them, get rid of it. This is especially devastating for criminals, but can also somewhat slow down every deck, whether that's Anarch or Shaper. And to complement that, there's also power shutdowns. If you can get a corroder in the bin, your deck's just a lot safer and a lot better to have. Then, so resistor, new piece of ice, 0 strength, instantly parasitable until you land a whole bunch of tags. Now mid-seasons is in there to land those tags, and similarly 2 psychographics take advantage of it, score global food in 1 turn. And then if they're tagged anyway, all-seeing eye. I've only got 1 copy of it. Again, I'd probably like more, but I'd also like more mid-seasons. I'd like more psychographics. Very difficult to fit everything you want in this deck. Excuse me. But it's kind of middle of the road. I know this deck probably isn't the best deck in there, but it can be moderately effective. So let's play a game. You can see it in action. I will see if I can find anybody up for it. So as always, new game, recorded, if I could spell, and let's see if we can get anybody on board. So I've played this deck a few times now. There we go. Undefined joined, and then left. Whether or not he just saw the recorded or whether he never actually joined in the first place, not sure. Let's hope Jinteki.net is of a decent speed this afternoon. Was about to say morning, but no, I did sleep in. Just had some coffee, some donuts. All good. So, as I say, I should probably break these videos into two halves. I should probably do the deck tech and then wait until I get a halfway decent game played, recording multiple if needs be. But, you know, going into a tournament, you never really know what you're going to be up against. Certainly early in the tournament, if you're you can get paired with anybody and they could have absolutely anything. And then later on, you know, it depends whether you're winning or losing, but if you're winning, then the kind of decks you're up against narrows slightly, and if you're losing, you can still be up against anything. So I prefer just playing anybody that comes. If they've got a proper tier 1 deck, then I'll probably lose quite badly. The bad things about this deck are very asset heavy and upgrade heavy, things that can be trashed. If they get a lot of accesses and they have a lot of money, they can just rip right through R&D without too much trouble. There's not a huge amount of things that can keep them out, at least not until they're tagged. And then, you know, let's say you land 24 tags, you've got a 24 strength, whatever that ice is, already forgotten. Resistor. Don't need to go see. Then all they have to do is let the trace fire, because it's much easier to beat a trace than it is to get a fracture up to strength 24, for example. So it can be quite porous. And if they do have something, you know, eater keyhole, if they have big medium digs, if they have even just R&D eyes out, they can get to the agendas a lot quicker than I can. And that's definitely one of the weaknesses of the deck. But excuse me, I really should remember and get a glass of water before starting these things. I never do, but it seems like nobody wants to play me today. Don't blame them. You know, top tier Noctagon. There's also a Jinteki.net StimHack League running at the moment. Still joinable. It's been running for 9 days, I want to say. Yeah, if you play on Jinteki.net and you want to join the league, head over to stimhack.net.com. Head to the forums. There's all the information on how to join the league. You need to play just as much as possible. You'll find maybe there's some people playing just now. No, but oh, there you go. See, StimHack League. You'll be able to sign up, play against other sort of very good players. You don't have to be a good player to play, of course, but be prepared that you're going to be up against some very, very good players. So it will be competitive. I'm not signed up yet. Maybe I should get some games in. I'm on here often enough anyway. Yeah, nobody wants to be recorded today, it seems. Alright, excellent. Let me just double check this guy. You okay that I record? Don't know what the law is anyway. Do you need one party consent? Maybe I'm just watching too many spy or thriller movies. Right, good luck. Oh, Adam, interesting. So I can't really keep him out of anything, but that's okay. I'm going to mulligan that because I've only got one ad. So, I mean, this isn't any better to be fair, but let's go for it. So pad campaign. So let's do that, and then let's put. I'm going to put this over HQ. And then I'm going to put this over R&D. Now you can get through either one of them, no problem. I'm not going to res pad campaign at the moment, because he could run there first click and trash this anyway. He has to run click once. Let's see what he does. I'm going to res resistor. Cost me nothing. He can double click to bust it. Then I'm going to res pad campaign. Put him down to 4 credits. So if he does see Keegan, he's got a choice. Does he spend the 3 on that? In fact, he has to spend the 3 on that. Yep. Accesses too. So there goes the Astro. You know, I had a really strong early game, whereas this deck is not quite so much. Okay, so he's got no money. That's fine. NEPD there, he's got no money. I'm going to draw. Then I'm going to... I don't really want to protect Pad Campaign particularly. I'm going to draw again. And then I'm going to... I might as well... If he runs into HQ again, I'm in trouble. So let's ice up HQ. And that way he can't get in. Alright, not a good start. I've not played a lot of Adam. Led to believe he's not as good as he could be. So here he should probably just jack out, yeah. And then if he takes money, he can run Trash Pad Campaign, that's okay. So his Brain Chip, he's now got a hand size of 5, which is normal. And low on credits again, but that Armitage is going to keep him going. So let's see what else I can find. So if I do this, and then if I put you in front of R&D, which probably where he's going next, and then I'll just take a credit. So hopefully he runs on R&D here. I'll raise special offer to get 4, so it's the same as a hedge fund, although it has cost me 1 to install. Okay, run there. He went for the safe option. But at some point he's going to run. He's going to get rid of Pad Campaign, that's fine. Puts him back down to no credits. He's used 6 up off his Armitage already. See what else I can do to keep him poor. Now, I've not really got any of the bits I need, so very slow start for me. Let's draw again. Let's put this in front. No, let's start a new remote with that, and then I'll just gain a credit. Now, Archangel's not that useful really, at least not at this point. Scrubber's a good card for what's his face, Adam. He has to trash first thing he accesses, so that softens the blow a little. Let's just put this on server 2, money up. I really need to wait for something. Yeah, I don't know. I'm in a world of hurt. If I could score this Astro, it would be golden, but getting to that point is tricky. So now he's got Overmind, so now he can pretty much get in places. Although he doesn't have a lot of money to boost things up. So what if I really think mid-seasons more than anything else. Oh, whatever. If you don't trust your ice, no point playing. I'll install credit. He's probably going to run there. I wonder why draw was highlighted. Doesn't matter. He can get in probably. Let's see what he does. If he hits Archangel, I'll put Overmind back in his hand. No more action. And then double click. So he's going to access 2. I'd rather he hit the NAPD and just someone else. As long as it's not the Astro. Don't be the Astro. Oh, first card. Oh well. Right, I'm in trouble, but let's not worry about it. If I could find the mid-seasons next turn, I'd be relatively happy. Negative. Well, 1, 2, 3. No reason not to score that. I've left things out many times before. Always regretted it. I've played games where I've not seen Astro for most of the deck, and those games seem to have gone better. If you can get the Astro train going, great. If you can't, then a little bit more trouble. That's fine. You can't afford the NEPD. There's nothing else to worry about him hitting. Yeah, you're just going to waste turn pretty much accessing HQ. Of course, yeah, he's got enough money to trash either Keegan or Adonis, which he does. That's fine. Not the end of the world. I'm just going to chuck this in server 2, primarily because he can trash it for free with Scrubber. See if he goes get it or not. So he's down to 0 credits. Now that will prevent him trashing Keegan unless he takes a credit first. Oh, he's got Film Critic out, so he could hit any PD, and that will be entirely useless there. Right, let's say I pick this up. What do I want to even put back in his hand? Possibly... yeah, possibly anything. Well, that'll be 4, 0. We could bust that anyway. Double click, and then you can bust that for a token. Alright, raise it. Whatever. Let's start using up his stuff. So he double clicks. Bust that. No more action. And then let's just use up his Overmind tokens. And then get in, trash that for free. Using Scrubber credits. Okay. I'm broke as well, but hopefully he thinks that that's fine to then run on here. With me having no money. And he's already seen all 3 resistors, so he knows I've got, not much more 0 cost ice. Don't know. Let's see what he does next turn. I'm just going to money up. Let's put that in server 2 again. Gain credit. Gain credit. And then I'll raise this as soon as he gets the credit. See what he does. He has to run. It's fine. Gains a credit. Gains a credit. He's going to run on this again. Nope. What I should have done was raise that. Anyway. I'll raise it. Whatever. Yeah, the problem is turns go too fast in here to reliably run down to like stop people doing stuff quickly. Do I want to power shut them for 2 is the question. No is the answer, so I'm going to draw for 1. Going to put product placement in server 2 as well. Now I'm going to gain a credit. So you can blank something with Dr. Lovegood, including having to run first click. And this time I'll just be quick on product placement. Yeah, so Lovegood's always be running. So if he was hoping to do something there other than run on this. As I say, I could have click, 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 and then I wouldn't have had much of a window, but let's try it. Okay, so it doesn't cost them much to install clone chip. You know, I'm just going to put Keegan in server 2 anyway. If I can find the data raven, I'll be a lot happier. Gain credit, gain credit. And we'll see if he goes run it or not. Now, so this is the last turn. If he doesn't run and get Rex campaign this turn, he'll gain 5 credits. But the problem is, actually, psychographic's pretty useless now. Not least of all because I don't have mid-seasons, but you'll put whatever he accesses on Film Critic. Yeah, I'm in a world of hurt. This is not going to be a good game for his deck. Such is life. Can't win them all. So I'm no bad pub, so I'll just gain 5 for Rex campaign. So now I have mid-seasons, but it doesn't really help me. So I'm going to draw. If I can find the Jackson or something, I'll be relatively happy. And then I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put that in server 2 anyway. And I'm going to gain a credit, and I'm going to bin. Probably going to bin Psycho. As I said, pointless at this stage. I could always can always score this. Just poor. No, forgetting about film critic. Film critic's a killer. Turns off NAPD, and as I said, it was the agenda choice over Explorapalooza. Okay. Why do you want to run on archives is the question. I suppose I binned a couple of cards. You might have thought I'd been binning agendas. I was not. Basically, if he runs on HQ, it's all over. Doesn't help me either. Let's advance. Advance. Let's just score that, whatever. And then I'm just going to throw this in the same server. Force him to run it, just use up his tokens. If not, I will get rid of his money next turn. Unfortunately, no more Astros, so that train is not going to happen. I just need to land a tag of some sort and get rid of Film Critic, but my only tagging options are mid-seasons or Data Raven. And if he runs into Data Raven, he's not going to leave that tag, so sure. Yeah, Dirty Laundry Archives, make some money. I can get rid of all that money as it stands. So inside job, he's going to get rid of it all himself. Break. Alright, this suits me. Depending on what order he accesses things, depends on what he has to trash. He might consider accessing product placement first because he knows that it's only 2. Let's see what he does. So I'm going to gain 2 credits for product placement. He's going to spend money on something, if not everything that's in that remote. He can't get rid of everything. It cost him 8. He's only got 6. Oh, he's got his 2 scrubber credits as well, of course. So I expect him to take those. And yeah, like he can go back down to 0 credits. And I'm okay with that. Obviously thinking about what to do with Keegan. Yeah, always dull waiting on the other person to his turn, especially when I'm not talking. But nothing to say, he's accessing cards, so it goes. How am I going to get out of this is the question. If I trash, I might power shut down for 1, which will get rid of his clone ship, means he can't bring back the Overmind if I ever get rid of that. He's probably got another one in hand at this point anyway though, probably running 3 Overminds. No, he's just saying he's lagging. Yeah, weekend again, don't know if there's been a reset, but just checking it does slow down. Yeah, there you go. And then base it 2. Okay, so he's cleared out that remote. Cost him 8 credits though, so, and I gained 2. I'm not unhappy with that. I'm gonna go 1, 2. I seem to have accessed product placement twice, so it shouldn't be the case. There we go. So then let's just start my turn here. Again, let's put this into server 2, gain credit, gain credit. See what he does. Again, I'll either tax him. Of course, I meant to power shut down, but too late now. Next time, gadget, next time. Always a risk power shutting down, even if it's just for one. Never know what you're going to get off the top of R&D. Oh no, it's problematic for me. Alright, I'm going to make him run it. I can use these scrubber credits to get rid of that Adonis without much problem. However, I need him to do a successful run in order to power shut them. Still, he's not falling for that, so I'll get a little bit of money back off Adonis, which I'm okay with. And then, well, now I can start to build up a scoring remote. Alright, so we put that in server 2, that's going to dissuade him from running there. Then I'll just gain credits again. And then I'm going to go for the Global Food Initiative. So he's not got a barrier breaker down. Fractor down. So wraparound's currently strength 7. He needs 7 credits to get in there. I'm going to allow it, I think. See what he does. Click, click. And even to make a successful run, I'm going to power shut down the... Oh, wise guy. I got rid of that. Alright. Okay, new plan. And then he'll trash that, which is fine. Don't really care about the money too much. And then next turn he's not going to have, he's going to get 1 credit. So he'll have 5, that'll cost him 7. That'll cost him click click. Tricky one. Do I have a window is the question. I could get rid of this and force him to... I don't know what I want to do. I'll drop his hand size back down to 3. I've not got a lot of multi-routine stuff here, I don't think. 2. So it's going to cost me 6. If I install advanced, I'll go down to 11. 5. Now, can he get through this? No is the answer. If he clicks, pick that up. I'd have to put overmind back in his hand to stop him getting in. Alright, I'm in. Who cares? Let's go. Server 2. Advance. Advance. Yeah, because if I res wrap around, then you can't beat the trace on Archangel. What do you do there? Gamble, Earthrise. Nice. Okay, so I get that out for free. Anna Jackson. 1, 2, 3. Score you. Bin mid-seasons, which is now pretty useless. Okay, I might have the window here. Might have the window. I see Adam slows down quite a lot mid-game, really. His early game's quite devastating because it's very difficult to keep him out of anywhere. Plus he's 2 accesses on HQ. But now what is the real question? See if I can get him to run. So now he's got enough. Well, yeah. I mean, there's nothing I can do about that. Pay 1, no worries. Pay 1, no worries. He's going to see 2 cards, one of which might be NAPD, but we'll see how that goes. Mid-seasons and psychographics. But I can't land them because of Film Critic. I need a Keegan Lane and a Data Raven to have the next scoring window. Like if I power shut down now for 2 to try and get rid of Corroder, he's going to just ban E3 or potentially Brain Chip, one of the two, probably E3, which isn't going to help. So I need to be able to choose what to get rid of. And then let's draw 2. I need to ban any agendas I find here. And then if I do install this over Jackson, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't keep anything in hand is the problem. So I'm going to gain a credit. And then I'm going to bin you. And I'm going to bin you. I have to be aware if I'm getting up to 7 credits. If he ever gets to 7 credits, immediately pop Jackson. So he's coming to HQ, but that's why I got rid of the agendas. I can just spend these multi-threader credits to get in. Sure. Right, and then I'm going to have to go fishing with Jackson. I need a Keegan and I need a Data Raven. Now I've only got 1 Keegan left. I wonder if it's worth shuffling him back in now, or whether it's better to go digging. In fact, I'm probably going to shuffle him in before the start of turn and use the other Jackson to go dig. Now again, one of the advantages of Beal here, I could score out a Beal for the win. Even another breaking news might be handy. So he's stim hacking into here. Fine. And he's only got a single access, it's not the greatest of moves, I don't imagine. And then see if it fires or not, or if he's busting it. Fire, yeah. Game 5, sure. And then no more action there. What is this? Is it a wraparound? Only going to cost him 1. I'm not going to bother raising it. So for a single access, stim hacking in, I don't know if that was the move or not. If he had R&DIs out maybe. His brain damage isn't the big problem for him. Oh yeah, I meant to pop Jackson. I really need to remember what I'm up to. So let's then draw 2. And then let's throw that out in a new remote. And let's throw that out in a new remote. Now you can trash any of those for pretty much free with Scrubber, but so what? And then this time, remind me to pop Jackson, put back Keegan, the 2 agendas. Yeah, that's fine, come on in. Worst thing you could hit here is Jackson. But then I could always get him back, I suppose. I'm not even going to bother raising Pad Campaign. For him to lose the credit, because he's just going to, yeah, he's going to access that. He's going to have to trash it, but it's free. So what? I'm not even going to bother raising it at the start of my turn, and they'll get a credit back. Because he can just run it again next turn, and that's that. Now this will cost some money if he does decide to go with it. But so he's getting 2 credits start of turn for data folding. Now he's got a clone chip. I'm going to power shut down for 1. Oh, trash is overmined. Interesting. Well, he's not immediately bringing it back, so power shut down. For 1. Yes, please. And only got rid of a Rex campaign. Not unhappy with that. And then, so if I put this on server 2, and then I might just money up again. It's going to be tight. I'll go down to 13 cards. I'll put 6 back in with Jackson's, so there's 19 cards. Keeps things a little better for me. You can only bust one. Oh, you can only get them once, pretty much. Right, nothing I can do about him getting in here. I'm not even going to bother rezzing. Just to double check, I've not got both Keegans in there, do I? One Keegan. I do have both Keegans in there, so I'll have to immediately put them back. Digging for them when neither of them are there is a silly thing. You should always know your deck. If you can, if you're playing online, that's something that's worth having your deck open in another window so you know what you've got. I forgot the second Keegan was trashed first thing. And then if he's done there, so I'm going to Jackson back. Keegan. Global Foods. Should have maybe. No, I'm going to get the other NAPD back later anyway. And then let's start turn. And then let me. Right, so if I put Jackson in your remote, I'll use up first click to go get it. Then let's draw 2 cards. And then let's dump Keegan in server 2. Okay, so nothing in hand that you can trash now. And it does look a little bit like an agenda. So let's see what he does. Oh, running out of power. Stand by. Noises of plugging in laptop. Right, done. Should get to the end of the game though. So, what's he going to do? Oh, he's got another Overmind. Overmind's everywhere. So is that 2 now in his heat? Yes. So if I can... Orange 4. Wraparounds 2. Orange 4. So maybe they want a blank always be running. Wants to run Jackson for spot, which is fine. Let's just roll that back. Not a huge problem. So gambles for money. And stem hacks in here. What would that cost them to break? I might as well raise them. If I did have a data array on there, I'd be go. So he can spend. I'm gonna force him to spend loads of money here if he wants. So 6 1 bust. Are also using multi-threader credits there. I might as well raise everything. Wrap around only costs 1, but everything I can get to spend on the better. No more action there. Continue. Now he knows this is an Archangel. So I'm really just using up all his money. It's going to cost them 4 real money. Makes me poor, but I'm okay with that. Yep, and then custom 1 on Corroder, and then you can basically trash Keegan for free with these scrubber credits. Getting down to 1. Losing those 2 early Astro scripts, killer for any NBA deck. If I was able to draw into one of them a long time ago, it would have been a very different game. Yeah, just take his 3 scrubber. Like it take 3 scrubber credits. Now, let's see. How to capitalize here? You definitely can't get in. Alright, let's keep in the money. Sure, it only cost him 1, but it cost me 2. Although I am also broke. Lag is pretty bad. I'll show you a game on Jiteki where everything just works, but to be it seems. So I do have a window here. Albeit not much of one, because I don't have any money to do anything. You can bust that, click next turn, or turn after next, because I'm going to have to spend a little bit of time getting stuff here. I do R&D, gain credit. You might think of the data raven. But really, it's money for me. Oh, the lag, so bad. I hate these games always turn into 40 minutes for something that should just be a 20-minute game. Even though this is going the full length, you know, playing in real life, this would only be 25 minutes. Nobody's spending a lot of time thinking about their turns. Right, so if I pop jacks in here. So I'm going to put back Keegan. I'm going to put back NEPE. And I'm going to put back... Considering Adonis. Kinda need money. Let's put back product placement. Yeah, is that I get money from it. I'm gonna have a chance to raise much. That you can't trash with Scrubber anyway. Oh, the lag. It's sad. It's not blank to always be running, which you can use to get in somewhere. So it's hoping for. Let's raise it. And query whether or not it fires. I can bust it with Overmind. I don't think you'd want to, but keep me down on money. There you go. Fires. Yeah. Okay, so again, now there are gamots of is that the word I'm after? Of agendas in there still. There are 2 NEPs. There's 1, 2 good initiatives. So 4 and 14 chance does that work out to be? I don't know. Maths is hard. Or math is hard if you're listening from the States. I almost want no, I don't want to access, that would be silly. Now what? You can't go again. Does he just move that into his score area? Oh, he's going again. With only one click left. Okay, I can maybe... I'm not going to have credits to block. Do I want him to do something? He can't afford an NPD. So the only thing, if it's other global foods, I can mid-seasons for 4. I would need to... Oh, I don't know. Trixie. So he couldn't afford it. Well, here's my window. So server 2. I'll put that. Damn it, should have taken, yeah. Indeed, see, I could have won. If I put that, I install that, that's going to cost me 5. And then take a credit. Okay, I'm in. R&D. And then gain 8 credits. That'll cost me 4 to res, so with 3 credits. If the triple advance and Astro out, be an ABD. It's a tricky one. If you find agenda on the top, I'm good. You shouldn't have enough money, don't think, to get into server 2, but I could be wrong. But you'd have to take the thing off Film Critic first. Let's see what it does. This is it, the turn. All comes down to rock, paper, scissors, final. No, tension mounts. So I can raise the Archangel, and you can bust it. That'll be all these money which will deal another NAPD. If he double clicks, then it doesn't matter if he steals one because he can't take the thing off Film Critic. So he uses always be running, which is fine. Pretty sure he just lost the game there. Uses multi-threader credit for that. If he does find an NAPD or anything, then that's fine. Now triple advance, Astro. Yay! Ah, he's a bitch. He's noticed. Sure. So he still needs to miss. That's all that needs to happen at this point. So if it hits the NP, he can't afford to steal it. There's a lot of issues with Flash Rumble. So he has a 1 in 12 chance of winning. Just to hit that other global initiative. Single access. So otherwise, if he runs here, I'll just throw her back in his hand, and I'll put, and then, well, first one I'll put Crowder back in his hand, and that'll be that. Can't afford this to get the wrap around. Can't beat the trace. That's it. GG, hopefully. He might have a stim hack. Maybe I'm ruling him out prematurely, but we'll see how it goes. He might run into HQ, last inspiration move. I mean, that's it. If you've ever got a chance of winning, you know, you always should take it. I could have another agenda on HQ, but his only hope is to hit the last Global Food Initiative. I'd probably do it. You can see 50% of the cards in my hand. You know there's nothing there. I might have kept the NAPD in hand. Yep, pretty much. If I was playing real NEN, then it might not have been quite so difficult. Losing those 2 early ash strips, killer, absolute killer. And that's it. So let's just finish the game out. Amuse me a lot. Any on the top here. You just couldn't afford. It is an NEPD. But wouldn't have saved. Yeah. So NEPD actually was the star of the show. Yeah, well worth putting in. 2, 3. And Astro. Tough game. Happy that one. GG. Well played, actually. Yeah, you know, running with Adams is a bit of an art. Knowing when to get into HQ to see the 2 cards, when to blank one of your directives, things like that. Heading to normal chat as game is lagged. Thanks. I'll upload this later. As I say, I can't concentrate on 2 things at once. I'm typing something in the chat box, I can't be talking as well. It's a lot, so I'm going to head over to normal chat. We can the guys playing. But that roughly loosely how it works. I will say the swing usually goes, you get a bit crippled at the start. You try and slow the runner down as much as you can, and then you hope to get yourself in a position where you win. I might have another key line like a magister, and getting them when you need them is. So I'll probably make a couple of changes there, but otherwise, you know, test it out. If you could got a better Spark Agency deck, then, you know, link to it in the comments. And otherwise, like, subscribe. Up to 99 subscribers by the time I'm uploading this. Hopefully get to 100, and as I mentioned, perhaps get again with one of the agenda guys this weekend, and they'll upload that as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon.